Yo, party people, number two. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the detail about Revelation like I did last video. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get into some of chapter 6. So if you, the introduction for this video is the first video. Okay, so we're in chapter 6. And we're covering the seals, okay? So it says, now this is the first seal, chapter 6, verse 1. Now I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice like thunder, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a white horse. He who sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. Okay, so let me break this down for you. So first of all, remember the scroll cannot be opened until the seals are broken. Inside the scroll is what they believe that Daniel was prophesying. So if you go back to the book of Daniel, in my previous video, I did not write it down again. So in the book of Daniel is where he's prophesying, and they believe that this is what was, it was codified up in heaven, sealed, and it's now in this scroll, right? And this is about, and Daniel was just prophesying what God showed him about the end times, and so, and about judgment. And so, so the seals have to be broken before the scroll can be opened, and then the judgment begins, right? So the seals, as bad as they are, they're just the beginning. So most people in the commentaries currently believe that this represents the beginning of the tribulation, right? So, and like I've said in the past, many things that are given to the prophets that are pictures, right, are not understood until the time that they are happening, right? So you have to understand that back when Daniel was given all of these visions, and Ezekiel was given these visions, and all of the prophecies about Christ, right? The reason they missed a lot of the prophecies about Christ is because they were so religiously minded, they weren't able to see that he was fulfilling all of these things, right? For whatever reason. Obviously it was God's will for for it to be that way. But the same thing is going to be happening here. So, because even in the New Testament, it talks about how when the tribulation is beginning and when things are beginning to go south, there's all these people that are going to be proclaiming, "Where is your Christ? Where is he? Where's his coming? He said he's coming, but where is he? He's not here. Where's he? Where's his? He said he was going to come again." So there's going to be mockers, right? And they talk about it being in the end days. So what you have here is you have the scroll, and these pictures and these visions that are only going to really be understood when they start to happen, right? So all of these first seals that you're seeing here represent things that have, you could see that people in the past could say that they've already happened, because these are natural consequences from war, right? So when when the northern and southern kingdom of Israel fell, these exact same things, very similar things happened, right? In all wars, you're seeing death, famine, scarcity, things like that. However, what you're seeing here, you're seeing more than just that, right? So you see all the normal stuff from war, but you also see the martyrs in heaven are going to be crying out. And then the big thing is the cosmic disturbances, right? Because Jesus spoke about this, and that's why everybody was freaking out about the eclipse. So while secular people were just like, "Oh, this is so amazing," Christians were like, "Oh my God." Right? But then you had the crazy Christians telling people to seal up their windows and all this crazy stuff because demons were walking the earth. Dude, don't be freaking people out. There's enough to freak out about. So anyways, so read your Bible, because you guys, there were so many people that were led away by these people giving these weird predictions. So if you read your Bible, you don't have to be afraid, because you're going to know what's going to happen, right? And if you're not sure, pray, because God will speak to your heart. Okay, so anyways, let me get back to this. Now I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice like thunder, "Come and see." So like I said in the last video, the old school commentary, went into a lot of great detail about who these four creatures are saying, "Come and see" to, right? So they said that it can't be John, the person that's watching this and seeing this happen and recording it, because it doesn't say that he moves forward and comes to see, right? They said it's not Jesus, because he opened the seal, but they would have phrased it differently, because up there these guys are just doing nothing but worship, right? Worship. And So they think that this come and see is actually them calling forth the riders, because you see this in each one of these. So I thought that was very interesting. So it's just a little take on just even that one little phrase. You can go into a lot of detail. Come and see. And so then it says, and I looked, and behold, a white horse. He who sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. So the white horse, there are people in the past that have thought that this was Jesus, that he's coming forth to conquer, that he was given a crown. This is not Jesus. Most of the commentaries believe that this is a false Jesus, right? Somebody who's falsely presenting themselves as holy, falsely presenting themselves as righteous in some capacity, whether it's not necessarily spiritually righteous, but just somebody that's presenting themselves in a certain way, and they're not that, right? They're warriors. And it says, he who sat, so the horse was white, so that's saying that he's pretending to be something he's not. And he who sat on it had a bow, so he was a warrior. So a bow is for battle, right? And then a crown was given to him. So he didn't have a crown, so he was given a crown. So there are a lot of people that also believe that this could be a picture of the Antichrist or his kingdom, something of that capacity, because he is crowned and he's given authority by kings and by people in authority at the end times. So it could be, or it could just be something, a predecessor, right? And then it says he went out conquering and to conquer. So that was what he did. And then it says, so that was the first seal, the conqueror. So the second seal says conflict on earth. So it says, when he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, come and see. So this is the second creature, right? So there was the first creature called forth, the first one. The second living creature around the throne, there's four. It says, come and see. Another horse, fiery red, went out, and it was granted to the one who sat on it to take peace from the earth, and that people should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. So again, he did not have the sword. He was given the sword. So this is, again, a situation where something in authority, people, governments, nations are participating in this, right? Because they're allowing it to happen. They're giving them a sword. All right, so the third seal is scarcity on earth. Then when he opened the third seal, so this is the Lamb opening the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, come and see. So I looked, and behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, a quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine. So again, they're talking about famine, right? So scarcity. So the old school commentary went into a lot of detail about this too, because they said they went into detail about how this, they didn't see this as complete scarcity. They saw it as like major inflation, which was interesting, because they said that they went into a lot of detail about how it was clear that you could still purchase things that were considered like wine and chocolate or whatever, like things that are treats, or I don't know, whatever the word is. It's early. I can't think of the right word. Things that aren't necessary for survival, right? So they said that you could still purchase from what they saw of this, that you could still purchase those things, but they would be much, much more expensive, and that it would be just more expensive in general, that people would be struggling. Hello. So then we see the fourth seal, widespread death on earth. So when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, come and see. So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. So this was very interesting also in the commentary. So this is the fourth living creature. So remember, there's 4 around the throne. So all 4 of them have now called forth a rider, right? So this one they said that when they're talking about this this guy that's Death, basically, it was Death in Hades. They said that Death was they said that the actual original language made it sound like he was ghoulish, like green and pale and just horrible looking. Oh my God, I'm out of time. Okay, I will finish this one tomorrow. Fourth seal. Hold tight. Jesus is coming. Read your Bible. Peace.